There was a young man, his name was Rahim, and Rahim was one of the most faithful men of the town. But somehow he felt restless. Something was missing from his life. Everything was there, all the pleasures and riches were at his command. But something was missing, and it was missing badly, very badly. What was it? And Rahim realized that it was the absence of the master. So Rahim decided to go in search of the master. He must be like our Mohan. He just wasn't ready to stay any longer in his palace. One dark night, he slipped out in the jungles, never ever to be seen again. The journey was difficult because Rahim had always been pampered with all the pleasures that a man can think of. But Rahim continued. His feet started bleeding. There were many thorns on the way, but a man who is fired up with a higher purpose never stops. His journey continues. After many days, Rahim reached a village where a great Sufi saint lived. But the Sufi was a very strange man. He would never talk, never meet anybody. He remained in his own bliss. Even if you had to talk to him, you had to stay a few feet away from him. Else, he might just pick up a stone and throw at you. It is a different story that if you got hurt the very next moment by his miracle, you may also get healed. But this old man was something, and the whole village loved him, worshipped him, but nobody would dare to go near him. Else they knew the stone was always ready. Rahim reached and the villagers warned him. They said, "There is a Sufi saint in our village, but he is a very strange man. For us, he is our God, but we again warn you, he is a very, very strange man." Rahim had lost all his body weight, had become fragile, but still he decided to meet the Sufi saint. Rahim went and the Sufi shouted back, "You idiot! Why have you come? Go back to your palace." Rahim said, "I have come not to disturb you, but just give me some message, give me some direction. That is all I need. That is all that I pray for at your feet. I can find the answer. Show me the way, show me the answer." The Sufi said, "Take the name of God. Day and night take his name, and now never come back again. Live now." Rahim never came back again. But whenever his disciples would ask, "Who is your master?" his eyes would fill with tears. He would start crying, and then he would go back to his abode. 40 years went by, but still the fond memory of the master remained within his heart. Just one message the master had given, just one. Take the name of God, the name of the Lord, chant his name. And Rahim from that moment never ever missed to chant the name of the Lord. He moved from that village. There was nothing that he could carry with him. There was no photo of the master, no piece of the master that he could keep with himself. Nothing, absolutely nothing was given to him except one message: chant the name of the Holy Lord. And that one message was everything, everything for Rahim. He took it so deeply into his whole being that for the next 40 years he would simply meditate on the Lord's holy name by chanting his holy name. In these 40 years, Rahim became a master of many miracles. Many disciples followed him. One day, a close disciple said, "Rahim Baba, there is one function happening in a nearby village. The whole village and nearby villagers are coming to that function. They all say that it is a function held in the remembrance of a great Sufi saint. He passed away last year." Rahim quickly realized who the Sufi saint was. He started crying. Like a child, he burst out in tears. Never had the disciples seen such a cry. They all were moved. They said, "Why are you crying?" Rahim said, "The Sufi saint that you mentioned was my Guru, my master. After 40 years, we had come so close to his village, and now comes this news. Let us go. I cannot wait here. Let us go." And Rahim and his followers rushed towards the same village where Rahim had met his master. The same tree, the same lingering fragrance, the same people, but the master was no more. Instead, there was a small shrine built in his remembrance near the same tree where he used to meditate. Rahim rushed towards the shrine. Now there was nobody to say, "I will throw this stone if you come close." Now there was nobody to shower love. Those eyes, how deep were those eyes? How much love was in those eyes? Rahim fell down at the entrance of the shrine. He was about to get up and enter when a very, very old villager stepped ahead and said, "Rahim Baba, wait." Rahim looked at the villager. His followers also were puzzled. Who is this villager and why is he asking to wait? The old villager brought a beautiful garland made of red roses. Handing it to Rahim, he said, "Bade Baba, that is the great master, had said to me that one day my Rahim will come, and when he comes, you provide him with a rose garland. Here it is." The whole village went into silence. Rahim could not control himself. He hugged the old villager. How much the master loved me. Even after 40 years, he remembered him. He was certain that he would come back. Rahim's tear could not stop. The followers could not control themselves. The whole gathering was moved, deeply moved. When you remember and follow the word of the Master also remembers you and directs you every moment of your life, no matter where you are. Rahim followed the word of the Master, and the word was, "Chant the holy name of the Lord." Rahim never missed to chant. A time came in his life when there was no need of chanting. He himself had become the chant. There was no need to meditate. He himself had become the meditation. He himself had become the dance. And that is how life should be, a dance, a poem, a beautiful painting. And this is possible only and only when you chant the name of the Lord with love, with devotion, with total surrender. Always remember, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Unless you act, unless you start turning inwards, unless you start meditating, unless you all start chanting, there is absolutely no chance for real growth. It is only through meditation, it is only through chanting, it is only through love and devotion that you can turn in. You can evolve to the higher realms of consciousness.